Welcome to episode 54 of FTCE Seminar, a teacher certification podcast. I'm your host, Mercedes Musto. Today, we will be talking about solving equations and inequalities to help you prepare for the FTCE General Knowledge Mathematics subtest. Concept 1, solving equations and inequalities. Today, we're talking about how to find the solutions to equations and inequalities, both algebraically and graphically. Fascinating, right? Where should we begin? I mean, what exactly do we mean by solve an equation? That's a great question. Great question. An equation is like a hidden message with two sides connected by an equal sign. We want to find the values for the unknowns, usually represented by letters, that make both sides of the equation true. These values are the solutions. And how do we find these mysterious solutions? Well, we have two main tools: algebraic manipulation and graphical representation. In algebra, we use properties of operations like addition and multiplication to isolate the unknown variable on one side of the equation. You heard the phrase solve for x. When we do that, then we get a solution. A lot of times we can substitute the value in for x to take it to the next level and even solve for y. It's like magic. It's like magic, but it's not magic. It's algebra. And it's so cool. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Take linear equations, for examples. Linear equations that involve just one unknown raised to the power of 1, like x or 2y. We can solve them using techniques like combining like terms, canceling out common factors, or, simplifying the equation. Okay, I'm with you, but what about those equations that are more complex? Say equations with squares or higher powers. Oh, you may be talking about quadratic equations. These involve unknowns squared, like x squared or 4y squared. Solving them algebraically can involve using the quadratic formula, a powerful tool that gives us the solutions in a single step. The quadratic formula is, hold up your hand if you ever heard of the quadratic formula song. Oh, get ready for this. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I know you're like, okay. Oh, what? You want me to say it again? I know. It works better if you hear it twice. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yeah, we should all learn math by singing. I know, yeah. So to use the quadratic formula, you need to know what a, b, and c are to solve for x. That means you would use this formula when you have an equation where you cannot use the factoring method. But you do have an equation where you've worked into the standard form, meaning all the coefficients and variables are on one side of the equal sign and 0 is on the other. It sounds complicated, doesn't it? But it is a pretty cool song. So is there another way? Absolutely. Here's where graphs come in. We can plot both sides of an equation or inequality on a coordinate plane. The solution or solutions are the points where the lines or curves intersect, because those are the values that make both sides true. When you graph your solutions, you can literally visualize the equation. Precisely, this is a graphical approach that can be especially helpful for quadratic equations where the graph is a parabola that reveals the solutions at points where it crosses the x-axis. Let's just take an example. Imagine you're selling lemonade at a stand and you want to know how many cups, represented by C, you need to sell to make a profit of at least $10, represented by P. The cost per cup is $2. So your total profit can be expressed as C minus 2C. Work that out, okay? And that simplifies to negative C. So we need to set up an inequality, right, to represent the minimum profit goal. Yes, the inequality would be negative C is greater than or equal to 10. We can solve this algebraically by adding C to both sides and then divide it by -1. When you do this, remember to flip the inequality sign when divided by a negative. Or we could graph -c and y equals 10, the minimum profit line, and see where they intersect. The x-coordinate of that point would be the number of cups you sell. And that's how it works. You got it. Both methods lead to the solution. You need to sell at least 10 cups, C is greater than or equal to 10, to make your $10 profit goal. Fascinating. Now, we can tackle any equation or inequality, be it algebraic or graphical. And if we kind of had a little short refresher about the quadratic formula with that song, and that song's going to be stuck in your head all day. For more practice with math strategies, visit ftceseminar.com to study for the test. The important thing is to start studying today so you can pass the teacher certification exam. Well, what are you waiting for? Check us out on YouTube at FTCE Seminar and start studying today. This podcast was recorded at the Pickens Multimedia Studio at the University of West Florida. This podcast is listener supported and contributions can be made via the listener support link on Spotify, or hey, you can buy me a coffee at ftceseminar.com. This is your host, Mercedes Musto. Join me again on FTCE Seminar, a teacher certification podcast, so you can pass the FTCE.